So. I was going to start out with well, good morning, everyone. I was going to start out with Ie Nilo Pramadana again. Is that okay? Ie Nilo Pramadana Karuna Prachur Haino Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Kahamora Swarupa Kaha Sanatan Kahadasa Raghunatha Patita Pava Kahamora Bhatta Yuga Kaha Kaviraj Eka Kale Kota Gela Gora Natara Ashane Kutibo Mata Anale Pashibo Goranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Pabo Se Saba Sangira Sangye Ye Koilo Bila Se Sangana Paya Kande Naro Tamada Anilo Premadana Karuna Prachur. Heno Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur. Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Stotar Shata Shri Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Stotar Shata Shri Srimati Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Jaya Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Seko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai. Yamuna Maya Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki. Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Just read the translation. He who brought the treasure of divine love and was filled with compassion and mercy, where is such a personality as Srinivas Acharya gone? Where are my Swarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatana? Where is Raghunath Dasa, the savior of the fallen? Where are my Raghunath Bhatta and Gopala Bhatta? And where is Krishnadas Kaviraj? Where did Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rock and enter into the fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees, in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottama Das simply weeps. So yesterday was a big day of appearances and disappearances, and His Holiness Spirit Krishna Goswami gave a very nice lecture about the life of Raghunath Das Goswami. But there were some other personalities that we didn't cover, so I thought we would go over a few of their lives. Particularly, we have Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi appearance, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's disappearance, Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi's appearance, Sri Raghunandananda Thakur's appearance. So I'm going to start with Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's disappearance. A lot of these they'll be reading, or some of these they'll be reading from Lives of the Saints. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, his name is always a tongue twister for me for whatever reason, but he's a very important personality in our sampradaya. Every morning, practically, we read some commentary from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on the Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada used his commentaries extensively to write his own commentaries. So we'll read a little bit about him. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur took birth in the year 1586, Shaka era, within the Nadia district of West Bengal in a place called Prasiddha Devagram. He appeared in the Radhya line of Brahmanas. He had two brothers, Sri Ramabhadra Chakravarti and Sri Raghunath Chakravarti. Srila Chakravarti Thakur went on to live in the Murshidabad district of West Bengal in Syedabad, where he received mantra initiation from Sri Krishna Charana Chakravarti. He lived for a long time in the house of his Gurudev, where he wrote many books. Because Chakravarti Thakur lived for so long in Syedabad, he became known as a resident of Syedabad. In one of the final verses of his commentary on the Alankara Kaustubha, he himself has written, Syedabada Nivasi Sri Vishvanatha Sharmana Chakravartiti Namanayam Krita Tika Subodhini. Sri Vishwanatha Chakravarti, a Brahmana residing in Syedabad, has composed this commentary on the Alankara Kaustubha. When Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur lived in Nadia, he closely studied the scriptures, beginning with a study of Sanskrit grammar, poetry, and rhetoric. It is said that even as a boy in school, he was an undefeatable scholar who could overcome anyone in argument and debate. From an early age, he was indifferent towards family life. For the purpose of binding his son in the contract of family life, Vishwanath's father arranged for his marriage when he was very young. He remained a married man for only a short time. Soon he renounced his wife and home and went to live in Vrindavan. After this, his parents and relatives made many unsuccessful attempts to induce him to return to his family life, but Vishwanath Chakravarti was fixed in his determination to renounce worldly life and surrender himself completely to the service of Krishna. After having come to Vrindavan Dham, Sri Vishwanath took up his residence in the Bhajan Kutir of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami on the banks of the Radha Kund, where there lived a disciple of Krishnadas Kaviraj whose name was Mukundadas. There, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti made a careful study of the Goswami's literatures. In that holy place, he later wrote many commentaries on the books of the Goswamis. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur established the worship of the deity of Sri Gokulananda. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was also sometimes known as Hari Vallabha Das. Vishwanath's title, Chakravarti, was awarded to him by the devotees. Generally, this title designates one who maintains Varti, a circle, chakra of influence. Hence, Chakravarti usually means emperor, for the emperor maintains his power over a vast circle. A more devotional explanation of this title is found in the introduction to Vishwanath's Swapna Vilasamrita. There it has been written, Vishvasya Nataruphausau Bhaktiratna Pradarshana Bhakta Chakre Varitatva Chakravarta Maya Bhavat. He who reveals the jewel of devotion to Vishwanath, the Lord of the universe, and thus expands the circle of bhakti, is a Chakravarti. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written many books, among which are the following: commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam, Sartardarshini Tika, Bhagavad Gita, Saratavarshini Tika, Alankara Koshtaba, Ujjvala Nilamani, Ananda Vrindavan Champu, Rupa Goswami's Vidagdha Madhava Natakam, Gopal Tapani Upanishad, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and original works such as Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita Mahakavya, Swapna Vilasamrita, Madhurya Kadambini, Savamala Lahari, Ashvarya Kadambini. The Diksha Guru Parampara of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is given as follows. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lokanath Goswami, Narottama Das Thakur, Ganga Narayan Chakravarti, Krishna Charan Chakravarti, Radha Raman Chakravarti, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Sri Krishna Charan Chakravarti and Radha Raman Chakravarti both lived in Sayadabad. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur studied extensively under them, where he was in Sayadabad before going to Vrindavan, where he met Mukunda Das Goswami, a disciple of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, and studied the Goswami literatures. The Shiksha Guru Parampara is considered more important than the Diksha Guru Parampara because it follows the descent of revealed truth through its most significant representatives, as opposed to following a strictly sacerdotal hierarchy. The Shiksha Guru Parampara for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is according to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur as follows: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj, Narottama Das Thakur, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur disappeared on the Vasant Panchami day in the month of Magh. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki. So he's a very important personality. Many of our acharyas are very astute scholars and are very prolific. So it really is endless nectar, waiting to be read, understood, and translated. Next, I wanted to read about that was the only disappearance that we didn't cover. I wanted to read about Sri Raghunandana Thakur. Sri Raghunandana Thakur. Sri Mukunda Das, Sri Madhava Das, and Sri Narahari Sarakara Thakur were three brothers who lived in Sri Khanda. Sri Mukunda Das Thakur's son was Sri Raghunandan Thakur. Mukunda Das Thakur was the doctor in the court of the Muslim king. He was always absorbed in Krishna, whatever work he did. An example of this is found in what happened to Mukunda Das one day when he went to the court of the king to give him some medical advice. The king was seated on an elevated throne, Mukunda Das sat before him a little lower on a half-elevated seat and began inquiring about his health. At that time, a servant came with a large peacock fan to fan the king. The sight of peacock feathers filled Mukunda with a deep memory of Krishna's pastimes. He fainted. When the king saw Mukunda laying on the ground, he was alarmed. He thought, "Is he dead?" Gradually, they managed to bring him back to consciousness. The king asked him, "What is the nature of your disease?" Sri Mukunda Das replied, "I am not greatly ill." The king asked him the cause of his behavior. Hiding his real ailment, separation from Krishna, from the king, Mukunda told him that he had epilepsy and sometimes fainted. He told him, "It is nothing, don't worry." Although Mukunda Das did his best to hide his devotional sentiments from the king could understand that Mukunda Das was a highly elevated soul, a perfected being. With great respect, he sent Mukunda Das home. Every year, Mukunda Das, Madhava Das, and Narahari Sarakara would go to Jagannath Puri to take darshan of the holy feet of Sri Chaitanya and to dance and chant in Ratha Yatra Kirtan. One day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu affectionately asked Mukunda Das, "Mukunda, between you and Raghunandana, his son, who is the father and who is the son?" Mukunda said, "Oh, that's what Chaitanya said." Mukunda said, "Raghunandana is my father. Through him I have found Krishna consciousness, so he is really my father." The Lord said, "Your judgment is correct. Whoever gives us Krishna bhakti is our guru and our father." The Lord ordered Raghunandana to serve the deity without thinking of anything else. Sri Raghunandana Thakur made his appearance within this world in Sri Khanda. In his home, he became acquainted with the worship of Sri Gopinath from an early age. One day, his father, Mukunda Das, who was a doctor, had to go away on medical business. He called Raghunandana to his side. He told Raghunandana to see it that their deity was served with great care and attention. He told him to be sure and feed the deity. At the appointed hour, taking the order of his father on his head, Raghunandana went to perform the service. He took the offering of food into the deity. Raghunandana was just a little boy. He told the deity, "Eat, eat." When he saw that the offering appeared untouched, he began to cry. Not being able to resist the child's intense devotion, Krishna ate everything on the plate, leaving no remnants. When Mukunda Das returned, he asked the boy, "Bring me the prasad remnants of the offering you made earlier." The boy said, "Father, listen. I made the deity eat as you told me to. He left no remnants. He ate everything on his plate." Mukunda was amazed at what the child was saying. Ordering the boy to offer food as before, Mukunda hid himself outside the house and watched through the window. Raghunandana then, with great delight, offered Gopinath a laddu. "Eat, eat," he said. The Lord ate half the laddu. Meanwhile, Mukunda, who was watching from outside, beheld all this in great amazement. He could understand that since the deity had already eaten once and had not left any remnants, his hunger was satisfied. As a result, he could only finish half the laddu. He embraced his son and held him on his lap. His voice was choked with divine emotion. Tears poured from his eyes like rain from a thundercloud. It is said that even today that half the laddu may be seen in Sri Khanda, where it is kept in one of the temples there. For the pleasure of that great devotee whose bodily beauty resembles that of Cupid himself, Uddhava Das narrates this story. The great devotee Sri Abhiram Gopal Thakur and Sri Raghunandana Thakur once danced together in Krishna Prem in the house of a devotee in Borodangita. Sri Raghunandana Thakur's ankle bracelet opened while he was dancing and fell into a pond in Akai Hata. From that time on, the pond has been known as Nupura Kunda. It is said at present in the town of Akaihata, south of Borograma, that Nupura may be seen in a temple maintained by the local devotees. According to certain authorities, Sri Raghunandana Thakur was Kandarpa Manjari. According to others, he was one of Krishna's sons in Dwarka, whose name was Kandarpa. This is on the basis of Kavi Karnapur's Gaur Ganodesh Deepika. Raghunandana Thakur had a son named Kanai Thakur. The descendants of Raghunanda Thakur's line live today in Sri Khanda. One of the most famous of them is a person by the name of Panchanana Kaviraj, who was born in the line of Sri Raghunandana. Raghunanda Thakur was born in the Saka year 1432. Raghunandana Thakur ki earlier, when I was just perusing all these summaries of the lives of the Vaishnava saints, as you will, really a lot of what it comes down to is love. And I was thinking, oh, today is Valentine's Day, which is, in the West anyways, is synonymous with love and hearts and all those wonderful, beautiful things that make you feel fuzzy inside. But the real love that we want to focus on is being shown by the lives of these saints and these acharyas. Their love for the Supreme, for Krishna, is so strong that it's infamous that we're reading about it today. So that's the love we should concentrate on this Valentine's Day. I will continue reading about Vishnupriya Devi, who was a wife of Lord Chaitanya, or Lord Nimai. The Supreme Lord Vishnu has three different Shaktis, Shri, Bhu, and Nila. Shri Vishnu Priya is the internal potency known as Bhu Shakti. She appeared in Gaura Lila to assist Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mission of spreading the holy name of Krishna. In Navadvip Dham, there lived a Brahmin named Sanatana Mishra, who was an extremely exalted Vishnu Bhakta. He was a pious and generous Brahmin as well, and used to feed, clothe, and shelter many people. He was famous as the king of Pandits. In fact, in Dwapara Yuga, he had been a king named Satyajit. As a result of his pure devotion to Vishnu, he was blessed with a beautiful daughter who was rich in all good qualities. From her early childhood, Vishnupriya Devi used to bathe in the Ganges 3 times daily. She was devoted to her parents and carefully followed the scriptural principles and performed puja, archana, and served the tulasi tree, while observing many different vows of austerity and piety. Every day when Vishnupriya went to visit the Ganges, she would bow at the feet of Mother Shachi with great humility. When Shachi Devi noticed the modest and beautiful Vishnupriya Devi, she gave Vishnupriya Devi her blessing that she might find a good husband, saying, "May Krishna bestow upon you a good husband." From that moment, she began thinking of how Vishnupriya would make a good bride for her son Nimai. Upon further inquiry, she found that the girl's name was Vishnupriya, that she was the daughter of Sanatana Mishra, a wealthy and respected Pandit of Navadvip. At this time, the Lord's first wife, Lakshmi Priya, had passed away and entered into the spiritual domain. Sachi's heart had been tormented with great pain at first, but as the days passed, she had become anxious for her son's happiness. In this way, she began to think of quickly arranging for a new bride for her son. When she found that Sri Gaurasundar had no objections to the idea, Shachi Devi began to make arrangements in earnest. She sent a servant to the house of Kasinatha Pandit, the matchmaker, to arrange an appointment. When she met with Kashinatha Pandit, she proposed that a match be made between Nimai Pandit and Vishnupriya Devi, saying, "Speak to the Raja Pandit. If he so desires, he may bestow his daughter's hand in marriage upon my son Nimai." When the matchmaker heard of these plans, he was overjoyed and was eager to conclude the arrangements quickly. He set out immediately for the house of Sanatana Mishra, chanting the holy name of Hari in jubilation. According to caste, Sanatana Mishra was situated in a higher social position and so might not agree to the wedding. Sachi was concerned with Sanatana Mishra, who was the higher in social position, would refuse to marry his daughter, who was higher in social. Sorry. According to caste, Sanatana Mishra was situated in a higher social position and so might not agree to the wedding. Sachi was concerned that Sanatana Mishra, who was higher in social position, would refuse to marry his daughter to Nimai Pandit, the son of poor parents, and who had a reputation as an eccentric. When Sachimata submitted the proposal to the matchmaker, he was highly pleased. When she told him she was worried whether or not Sanatana Mishra would accept the idea, she said, "Takarani, if Sanatana Mishra wouldn't give his daughter's hand in marriage to Nimai Pandit, whom would he have her marry?" Meanwhile, Sanatana Mishra had always hoped that Vishnupriya would be wed to Nimai Pandit. In fact, for a long time, Sanatana Mishra himself had been considering just such a match. As he had seen his daughter approaching marriageable age, he had begun keeping his eye out for a boy who would make her a suitable husband. After surveying the field, he concluded that the best possible husband for her would be Nimai Pandit. He was the only choice of Sanatana Mishra, who found that in personal beauty and in good qualities, Nimai Pandit had no equal. His age was also just right. He thought that if such a perfect match could take place, he would be extremely fortunate. He prayed to Hari, "O Lord, if I have any pious credits as a result of my previous births, let my daughter and Nimai Pandit be married." One day, just as the Brahmana and his wife were confidentially discussing the possibility of arranging their daughter's wedding, Kashinatha Pandit, the matchmaker sent by Sachi Devi, arrived. Sanatana Mishra offered him a respectful seat and a glass of sweet water. Sanatana Mishra thought within himself that the appearance of the famous matchmaker Kashinath Mishra must bode well for him. He began to think that perhaps his prayers had been answered. He said, "Pandit, what news?" Kashinath Pandit smiled and explained to him all about Satyamata's plans for the marriage of Nimai Pandit and Vishnupriya Devi. This is recorded in the Chaitanya Bhagavat as follows. Kashinath Pandit said, "You should give your daughter in marriage to Vishwambara Pandit and thus arrange a wedding between the Divine Lord and your daughter, the highly chaste and gentle Vishnupriya Devi." Vishnupriya and Nimai Pandit would make a perfect match. It would be a marriage made in heaven, just as the wedding of Rukmini Devi and Sri Krishna. Hearing the news of Kashinatha Pandit, Sanatana Mishra and his wife felt as if their souls had been stolen by happiness. The Supreme Lord, acting as the super soul within, knew their heartfelt desires to marry their daughter to Nimai Pandit and satisfy their desire. This is quite a long story. Needless to say, they did get married. But then eventually Lord Chaitanya took sannyas and left. Anyways, I should have looked at this before, but it doesn't talk about her disappearance very much. I know she was in separation, intense separation from the Lord. Vishnupriya Devidasi Ki. There's definitely more to talk about all of these personalities, but there's such short time that it's hard to delve in depth. There was also Pundarik Vijayanidhi, his appearance day, and maybe touch on that a little bit. A lot of times when I think of love, I think of Pundarik Vijayanidhi, and one time, I think it was last year, or it could have been the year before, Krishna Priya was giving a class, our Mother Krishna Priya, about, it may have been about Pundarik Vijayanidhi, it may have been a whole class about Pundarik Vijayanidhi, but irregardless, the class was great, and I could feel, I could feel the emotions of the whole pastime, and Krishna Priya was imitating, I think, Lord Gauranga saying, "Pundarik, where are you?" Is that right? I could be wrong. Anyways, that I always think of that whenever I hear Pundarik Vijayanidhi. I think of Krishna Priya. Pundarik, where are you? It's such a sweet pastime. Anyways, Pundarik Vijayanidhi, a disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri. Pundarik Vijayanidhi was Sri Gadadhar Pandit's guru and an intimate friend of Swarup Damodar. Once in Jagannath Puri, Pundarik Vijayanidhi met Swarup Damodar after a long separation. In a joyful mood of friendship, Pundarik and Swarup wanted to take the dust from each other's feet. A scuffle began as they tried to simultaneously catch the feet of one another, but at the same time avoid having their own feet caught. Both being quite strong, neither won. But Sri Gauranga enjoyed their sporting play, and everyone laughed. Pundarik Vijayanidhi has other names: Sri Vidyanidhi, Acharya Nidhi, Bhakjanidhi, and Premanidhi, given by Lord Chaitanya. Simply by hearing his name, said Sri Gaura, the whole world becomes purified. Premanidhi's pure devotion caused Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to sometimes cry profusely and call out loudly, "Bap, Father, Pundarik! Pundarik is my father, my dearmost friend. When will I see him again?" Pundarik Vijayanidhi is King Vrishabhanu, Sri Radha's father, in Vrindavan Leela. Continually floating in the sea of Krishna Prem, Pundarik often showed ecstatic bodily symptoms of tears, horripilation, falling unconscious. Whoever recites or hears the following narration of the meeting of Pundarik Vijayanidhi and Sri Gadadhar Pandit will receive the treasure of love of God. When he first arrived in Navadvip, Pundarik Vijayanidhi disguised himself as a worldly sense enjoyer. Besides Mukunda, nobody knew that Pundarik Vijayanidhi was a pure Vaishnav. "Today I will introduce you to a most exceptional Vaishnav," said Mukunda, as he took Gadadhar Pandit to meet Pundarik. They found Pundarik reclining on an opulent brass bed covered with red satin sheets, silk pillows, and topped with a three-tiered canopy, a gem-studded pan box stuffed with fragrant spices and betel nuts, waited within arm's reach. Two shiny brass spittoons stood as silent sentries beside the bed. Seeing the mirror stained red from his chewing pan, Pundarik laughed heartily. Two servants cooled him with peacock fans. Was this a Vaishnav or a prince wallowing in luxury, wondered Gadadhar Pandit. Doubts arose in Gadadhar's mind about Pundarik's spiritual status. Reading his mind, Mukunda decided to reveal the highly exalted transcendental identity of Pundarik Vijayanidhi. Mukunda recited Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 6, verse 35. Always hankering to taste the blood of small children, Putana came to kill baby Krishna. However, because she offered her breast to the Supreme Lord, Putana attained the greatest blessing of being accepted as a mother of Sri Krishna. Hearing this verse totally transformed Pundarik Vijayanidhi. A Ganges river of tears flooded his eyes. Perspiration rained from his body. His hair stood erect. He ripped off his embroidered silk shirt and wildly thrashed his legs about. Rolling on the ground, he wailed, "The Lord is infinitely merciful, yet he deprives me of his mercy." Oh, there's so much more. Anyways, thank you for your attention. Pundarik Vijayanidhi ki.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Maravindadalayataksham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Nandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyan Vipan Vikayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam
Chandra Paramakaruna Poundwijana Nitai Gora Chandra Paramakaruna Poundwijana Nitai Gora Chandra Saba Avatara Sarashiramane Kevalananda Kanda Saba Avatara Sarashiramane Kevalananda Kanda Bajo Bajo Bai Chaitanya Nitai Surida Vishvasakori Baja Baja Bai Chaitanya Nitai Surida Vishvasakori Vishayacharya Sera Semajia Mukke Bolo Hari Hare Vishayachariya Sera Se Magia Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Deko Ore Bai Tribhuvane Nai Emana Doyala Data Deko Ore Bai Tribhuvane Nai Emana Doyala Data Pashupake Jure Pashana Vidare Shuni Jaraguna Gata Pashupake Jure Pashana Vidare Shuni Jaraguna Gata Samsare Magia Rohili Poriya Sepade Nahila Washa Samsare Magia Rohili Poriya Sepade Rahili Washa Apanakaroma Bunjaye Shamana Koho Yelo Chana Dasa Apanakarama Bunjaye Shamana Koho Yelo Chana Dasa Parama Karuna Poundri Jana Nitai Gora Chandra Paramakaruna Poundri Jana Nitai Gorachandra Sabhavatara Saroshira Mane Kevala Ananda Kanda Sabhavatara Saroshira Mane Kevalananda Kanda Jaya Gornitai 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 Jaya Gorni Haribo 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo 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 Nitai Gaur Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Gananda Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Srila Prabhupada ki jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai. The two lords, Nitai Gaurachandra, Lord Nitai and Lord Chaitanya, are very merciful They are the essence of all incarnations, and their specific significance is that by prosecuting their way of self-realization is simply joyful, for they introduced chanting and dancing. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one gives up sense gratification to be Krishna conscious by this process, one is sure to reach the desired goal. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna Hare without any sense gratifying motive. My dear brother, you just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda, because their merciful qualities are so great that they make even birds and beasts cry, what to speak of human beings. Even stone will melt at the chanting. My dear mind, you are entrapped in sense gratification and have no attraction for the chanting of Hare Krishna. Since you have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, what can I say? I can simply think of my misfortune. Srila Lochan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Chaitodarpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vijavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Parvijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajakadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vapada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrishim Vachintaya Nayanam Galashu Daraya Varanam Gadgadurdaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukata Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Nimishena Chakshusha Bhavashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahena Me Ashlisha Vapadamritam Panastumam Adarshanam Marmata Karotuva Yata Tatava Vidadatu Lampato Mad Prananatastusa Evanapara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we've been always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. They're not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I'm so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a star on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, void of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. Hare Krishna, thank you. Oh, my Lord, I have no desire to serve beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servant, yet somehow or other fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please place me in one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, I will be decorated with the tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name. When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me brokenhearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is my Lord unconditionally. Shri Shastra.